Father Joseph Biliani, who was already suffering from a progressive paralysis.
There, as you well know, are abandoned houses and convents, suitable for those foundations which you have in your mind to establish. Try it on your own with my blessings.
When Father Guanella reached Traona, he was sure to have Providence in his pockets. But once he entered the parish rectory, his dreams fell apart.
Father Joseph! Father Joseph!
Yes, engineer.
The priest is already here.
What priest?
Your priest, your assistant.
Assistant?
Yes,
I do not
Father.
need an assistant.
But Father, your condition, you need an assistant.
I am very able. Tell that priest to go back where he came from.
You need an assistant,
If that
Father.
would be the case, I'll just go to the bishop.
The bishop, you said? If the bishop sent you here, you may stay.
Father Joseph disliked what he thought Guanella was doing behind his back. One evening on the Feast of All Saints,
The Lord has sent you here to listen to the voice of His prophets. The Lord give you an ear to hear, an eyes to listen, and you should give it to Him. But
Father Joseph could take it no longer. He left the altar and went to the oratory and confronted Father Luis.
you...
I was just teaching kids.
As soon as his health became well, Father Joseph went immediately on his way to Sondrio, to the state prosecutor, to accuse his assistant of suspected and dangerous doctrines.
This priest is a crazy man.
Soon, two police officers were listening to Father Luis Guanella's sermons, writing down point by point his supposed subversive homilies.
The whole world is your homeland. Holiness will save the world.
Scripture says that truth will set us free. After the many useless and unfruitful machinations against Father Luis, Father Joseph retired and left Traona. After the good things and the improvement he made at Traona, unknown to Father Luis, that there are anti-clerical authorities and clergy were for once united in disparaging him as a crazy, dangerous, imprudent, and controversial man. Because of the controversy about him, Father Luis was sent to exile in Olmo by his bishop. Olmo is the tiniest parish of the Diocese of Como, located on a 3,000-foot plateau in the middle of nowhere. The only way to reach it was to climb a mile of steps. Father Guanella packed his few books and clothes and began his way of the cross to Olmo. But night called him. He tried to pass by a parish, but it was closed. He slept behind the wall, his back on the wall, and his head on his knee. When he reached the place, nobody welcomed him. He saw shadows behind windows. The few children around, seeing a black robe coming forth, scattered and disappeared. His heart was broken and bleeding, but not his will. He spent his solitary days in reading, studying, and praying. One day,
Father Luis,
Yes?
our bishop is in a nearby parish, down in the valley.
Oh, yes. I will go there.
he walked for an hour to reach the village. He was happy, resolute, full of hope. But in the office,
Hello. Morning.
no one greeted him. No one is interested in him. The bishop is greeting his priests one by one. To each one of them, he had a smile, a word of encouragement, a blessing. When it was Guanella's turn to enter the office, he was purposely bypassed by the secretary and introduced the next priest. Until he was left alone. Finally, he is now in front of the bishop, who coldly offered his hand for the ritual peace.
Father, I cannot suspend you from your priestly functions. I don't have the reason to do so. But if I could, I will do it right now. Good day.
Alone and lonely, he returned to his parish, to his garden of Gethsemane. Despite the feeling of Father Guanella of being abandoned and misunderstood, he let himself be surrounded by divine love. He abandoned himself to divine providence.
Prayer is suffering. Prayer is suffering.
That changed his life and the life of many. The hour of divine mercy was approaching until the bishop appointed him to be the pastor of Pianelo Lario. The dark days of trial and persecution were now a bad memory of a past life. A new day was dawning upon Father Guanella.
Thank you, on Holy Novices. Thank you for your creative acting. And you are promising to become bishop, priest, villain.